Hi there and welcome back to Japan and to another one of these homely little videos where I, on this low quality webcam, go through the review suggestions thread on our Discord and catch up with some of the many suggestions I've had but haven't had time to catch up on. We're also going to be catching up on the Reddit suggestion thread as well, and I'll be doing one of these for a special little website I found that is really good at recommending bands. Now I mentioned that partly because when I first tried that website a couple of years ago, one of the bands it recommended to me is the first band I am going to be listening to from our suggestions today. That is Sora Topsakana. Apparently this is a band who I really like. I did actually review them once previously, I think a couple of years ago, and I remember liking it then, so I don't know why I didn't go back and check out more. But here I am to check it out now, so let's check this out. This song is called Knock 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 by Sora Topsakana. Now, I've often criticised, especially with pop groups and girl groups, those ones who do that sort of dance music breakdown where you build up and have a chorus, which is just basically a repeated instrumental refrain. But I have also said that sometimes you can do it right, and I'm really liking the refrain to this. It's nicely produced. It's not too much about just let's break down to a loud beat. There's a really interesting sort of, the bass is low and very smooth underneath it. You've got those little sharper sounds doing that kind of Arabic style riff, which is cheeky. It's got a lot of things going on there. I don't know how much that will stand the test of time, but right now I'm really enjoying the refrain to this song actually, and it builds up off the back of a really interesting melody as well, which is just, yeah, so far I'm enjoying this. Although I should perhaps point out that I don't actually know if that counts as the chorus. It is a refrain, but afterwards you get the knock knock bit, which I guess is the chorus. So it's like this song has either a refrain pre-chorus and a chorus, or a chorus and a post-chorus. I don't know, either way, I'm liking this. It's making me enjoy every time it comes back round, and as I say, the verses are facilitating that journey really pleasantly. Also loving the video imagery with kind of all the weird things in the background. That's such a cool thing to do. Anyone who knows anything about video making, it's one of the simplest effects. All you have to do is film your video on a really blue sky day, which you don't get so much in places like the UK, but you do in Japan, and then basically just treat the sky as your green screen, remove it, and then you can put all kinds of wild things on the horizon. I like how they've done it here though. It looks really impressive, gives a kind of otherworldly sense to this song in the video. Yeah, I gotta be honest, on the whole I actually really enjoyed that. It does fall a little bit short on having a huge amount of interesting things going on that could perhaps set it apart as being particularly memorable. However, it's very well executed. I love the fact that the production, although we've heard a lot of those writing techniques and production techniques before, I mean, nowadays, when it comes to pop, what haven't we heard before? It is using a lot of familiar cliches in the writing and the production style, but I just feel it all comes together. It's well mixed. As I say, the way the bass is really underneath everything, how all the various sounds, you get the sort of firmness of that poppy bottom to the song, but you also get the cheeky bits on top. I did like the slightly Arabic feel to it. I thought as well that the song had a certain emotion. The melody that came through in what I'm going to call the chorus, the knock knock bit, is yeah, it was simple, but it was enough to give a real feeling. It felt like a very sort of passionate melody. So this was a very atmospheric song in a lot of ways. Again, another thing is that although it's poppy and it does make you bounce along, it's not too in your face, it's not too forceful. It's very atmospheric for a pop song. I enjoyed it, and again, I mean, I remember liking these guys before. I know that the algorithm website that I'm going to call back to sometime soon did recommend this group to me as well, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised that I like it, but I do like it. Nice. Looking forward to hearing more. So I was asked to check out, I think it's Sugizo featuring Aina at the end with Hikari no Hate, or Hikari no Hate, I don't know. One of the main reasons I don't know is because there was a slight problem with this that has come up with a lot of the songs that unfortunately I do get in my review suggestions. Unfortunately, this is the first one we come across in this video series. Yeah, you guessed it. Video unavailable. That happens quite a lot when you live in Japan, unfortunately, so sorry, gonna have to skip that one. Okay, it's time for some more sheep literature then, and I told you these guys have been recommended to me a lot. As I go through my recommendations thread, I see just how much. Anyway, this is a song, Romance. I was on the fence about them before, checked out the song 1999 in the last one of these videos, really liked it, so here we're going to see what Romance is like. Does this get me more into the sheep literature camp? Let's find out. Gotta say, never want to be swayed by popular opinion, especially amongst my community. I'm getting on board the train with this now. Am I mad about this song? No, it's not like gonna change the world or anything, But this was a really solid, enjoyable song with it's in that pop rock sort of area. It has a nice nostalgic feel. It has a really good little chorus. Didn't get too irritating. I think maybe it's slightly outstayed its welcome. It could have been a bit more compact, a little bit more concise. However, it rocks on quite nicely. It's got a good summery feel, as the video suggests in its 4x3 dimension. It is a little bit of an old school throwback, as seems to be something that they really like. However, whereas a lot of the songs I've heard, well, pretty much all the songs I've heard by them so far, tend to have some kind of variation of a soft, kind of echoey feel to them, this is definitely their most rocky sounding one. This is not to say it's rock, it is probably more pop than rock, somewhere on that line, but it definitely has a good thumping kick to it. It's designed to sound like it's got a good chugging guitar to it. Yeah, nothing too in your face, over the drive, but I did like this as a good summery sort of rock song. I should also point out, I thought that there was a nice little touch with the drum beats. They seem to go for very simple drum beats in most of their songs, but I like the way the rhythm shifted up in the chorus, and you've got that little double snare thing happen. Simple little alterations that just helped to change the rhythm as it went along, and took something on paper which was a fairly simple strummy song and gave it a little bit of character, a bit of personality. Also, the singer's voice seems to suit this song quite well. There have been some songs where I haven't been so keen on her voice, but there are some where they really work, and this was one of them. I thought Romance was a very good little song. As I say, it's not standout, going to change the world or anything, but it certainly gives me a feeling more and more that this is a band who, yeah, I want to come back and check more of out, because that's some good stuff. That was good stuff. Okay, so now we're back with a band who we've covered a few times before. Oh wait, my computer's going a little bit crazy. Bridear, with a song called Starlight. This is the studio live version. Now, usually I would go towards the recorded version first of all. However, I'm following recommendations, so yes, studio live version it is, of Starlight by Bridear. Bridear, I know, have been going through some difficulties recently. I hope everything is going well for them, and we will be checking out this song now, and I'll tell you what I think. I guess I've got to say, wow. That I was not expecting. We've reviewed Bridear before, and I basically like them, but I've always kind of thought of them as being your sort of standard, heavy. There's a lot of those heavy girls Japanese bands, and some of them stand out as being particularly unique in their style. We're thinking of things like Bandmade, of course, and I would say to a certain degree Love Bites as well, but Bridear always felt to me like they were trying to find something that was more of their identity. I did not expect this. Now, I'm not going to say it's better just because it's not as heavy as their other stuff, but they have certainly found more of a niche here, and this song is not just doing one thing, it's doing so many different things. I mean, it has got that sort of 80s arena style chorus, which is very much light us up in the air, and the song perhaps leans a little bit too much on that. I think the chorus gets a little bit too much of the duration of the song dedicated to it. However, also, and there were some cute little stereotypical sounds like the bell tree and everything in there, but I did love it. It was a good chorus, pretty solid, it didn't get tiresome even if it was a little bit too prevalent in the arrangement. But what also really stood out to me is just how intricate as well the playing was. You got to hear their playing here more as part of the song structure rather than just the noodling that it sometimes was in some of the other songs we checked out by them before, where it might have just been like, here's the bridge, time for a guitar solo, which I think was a little bit of an issue that they had before, too much of just doing the same bridge every song. This was really interesting arrangement. I love the fact that it had some really cool time signatures in there. The 5/4 bit in the verses was just, I loved that. I'm a sucker for a 5/4 rhythm, and it was in there. It was well executed. It flowed. A lot of bands who try to do multiple time signatures end up sounding like they've got a song that's slapped together. It's usually a very small number of bands who can pull that off, or of course bands with a slightly more proggy heritage. But these guys, it just rolled perfectly. It sounded great. I mean, it was actually my brain which was going, hey Howard, there's a 5/4 rhythm going on here, because otherwise if I was just vibing with it, it just flowed. I really liked it. I thought the performance was great. I loved hearing her voice here. She's great at doing the heavier stuff from what I remember, but here she sounded really smooth, and it worked. It was cool. In fact, I was so shocked. I mean, I think there was English lyrics in this. I don't know if that's a thing Bridear regularly do, I can't remember. But at first that felt a bit awkward, but just the song was so good that I stopped even listening to the lyrics after a while and just sort of just enjoyed it. I went down here because I was so surprised by the change of the sound. That I was thinking to myself, are they doing a cover? There's no sign here that there is a cover. However, I did really like this, where it says, the album will also feature a composition by former Jan de Arc, whoever that is, guitarist you. So that's a way to find out that I was a former guitarist for a band I've never heard of. Cool. Like I say, I have heard the Bridear have had their struggles of recent, and this came out almost a year ago. So if they're putting out stuff like this, please go support them. Brilliant. I'm really impressed. I really liked that. The fact that the chorus is so much part of the arrangement might make it a little bit difficult for too many repeat listens, but certainly this is one that I can't wait to come back to listen to again.